Courage to conquer, you know how it is. It's 24 hours a day, that's how I live. Gotta get the courage to conquer. Face your fears, face your fears. My empire, that's the goal. Building that wealth, I'ma get that dough. Hustling hard every day, I'm a ball in my pain. I don't care what you got to say, but you ain't got the courage to conquer. Courage to conquer. Courage to conquer. Courage to conquer.
What's up, all you conquerors out there? I'm Earl Himes. This is Laura Himes. This is the Courage to Conquer podcast, and we have a great show today. We're going to give you some insight and intellect on our company, the background, how our office works, and everything. This is our daughter, Charity. She's office manager, and she's here to share with us today the trials and triumphs of what happens daily in the office.
She is second to the youngest of 5 girls that I have, but she's the baby still, because she'll let you all know that she's still the baby. So her and Gina, both 7 years apart, they hold the baby title. So, and she uses it to her advantage, don't you, Charity?
Yes, I'm the original.
She was the original baby, and there was not going to be any more babies. But Charity, tell me a little bit about how long you've been with us, your role in the office, kind of what all you handle.
I've been here for 3 years. I'm the office manager here at Conquering. I run the whole office aspects of keeping this at float.
How do you work on a daily with your techs and stuff? What all do you have to do with all the guys that are working for us, the vendors and all the guys?
I get them out, I schedule them, I keep them going from one job to the next and making sure they're doing what they're supposed to and keeping the at float.
One of the cool things is Charity is great at talking to our clients. She does a lot of any type of issue that comes up with our clients. Charity's real good at calling and talking to them and taking care of the situation and putting out how many fires a day do you think you put out around here?
Oh, anywhere from like 3. Sometimes it's 2, but it's been a lot.
It's a whole lot more than that. It's a whole lot more than that. Today was the day.
Nice.
Today was the day she put about 13 before 7, about 8 o'clock, 8:05, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely.
She's probably the youngest manager of a construction company, but you kind of got that from me. I feel like you got your business from your mama.
Yes. Yep.
Because even when I had a heat and air company, you were still right there doing stuff with us. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about like how you feel the company's going. Like, just tell us a little bit more about your role and where you envision the company going and how we're growing the company and kind of like our core values, a little bit about us.
Well, I know once they go to Florida, I would be taking over here.
She's excited about a pay raise.
I am excited about the pay raise. We're going in positive directions. We're just, going through day by day. We figure out new things to go and incorporate into what we have going on here. We're really about integrity, and communication's really big here. But I see us going in a positive direction, and hopefully I'm here for long years to come.
She's like, I don't know, after this podcast, I may not be. She was a little nervous when I said, hey, I want you to come on the podcast. She's like, Mom, I'm not doing it. In a nice way, as she looked at me, and she tried to get her purse to run. No.
I tried to run.
She's like, I have to call in today. No, what I love about Charity is, because Charity's like me, we love to have fun. And we want to come to work, and we want an environment to work in that's a fun environment, and we're trying to build a culture in our office. And so we're really picky. Charity's very picky when she's interviewing people, too, on who we want to bring into the office. They got to fit around our core values. Yeah. And that's a big thing. And our biggest, and my favorite core value, and probably Charity's favorite core value, you want to say the word? You know the word because we do it every day.
It's number 1.
Pivot.
It is the most used core value we have. Because Charity will go through the office and
We'll be 15, 20 times. Time to pivot.
Yeah. Because nothing goes smooth. It's like every job has something go on. Yeah. So what's some of the things you wanted to ask Charity, Earl?
Well, okay. What's when you come in the morning? One of the first things, kind of what's your daily routine? How do you get, the staff started? all that, schedulers, Tanya, Becky, Tammy, how do you get it up and going? How's that working first thing in the mornings most of the time?
Well, most of the time, everybody pretty much gets where they're going and knows everything, but just go through the schedule and the guys come in. We usually have them, they usually come in about one at a time, maybe two, and just getting them, their material signed out, getting them going. And that just kind of goes throughout the day.
I think it helps because we have material runners now, don't you?
It does. It does.
Yeah. Remember, how was it a couple years ago when we didn't have the material runners? We had 20 guys here at a time.
20. Like all of them at one time, and they all wanted to be seen at that time.
Yeah, sorry. You turned microphones. I'm like, trying not to give her the microphone
Trying to help
again.
out.
Yeah. Go ahead. Well, I know that this is one of the big things we changed, which me and Charity love, is it used to be in our older office, we had 20 guys come in, and there was 4 of us that had to get guys out in the morning. We grew so fast and so much, there was no way to handle that. We just couldn't do it. So we're like, okay, what are we going to do? And Earl's like, let's have material runners. Let's bring some guys on, hire them. They're going to pick up material and drop it off. And tell me, the biggest thing you think, Charity, just making that one change, how much time you think it freed you up in the morning? How much, was it less stress for you?
Oh, way less stress.
Yeah.
And it definitely saved a good hour and a half in the morning of struggling, trying to make sure everybody had everything. I know when they came in all at once, it was hard to keep track of where everybody was going. You were mixing them up. So.
Yeah, and not only that, and then we brought in new software. Mm-hmm. We've got software now that tracks all of our tools and stuff, so it's easier to sign tools out to guys and stuff. So I feel like that was a big headache that it's running a lot smoother now.
Definitely has.
Paper to software changed a lot.
That was one thing. Earl's like, you guys got to get away from paper. Where's the software for this? There's got to be software.
They like paper. They still like paper.
We still like paper and software.
I use a backup form.
She uses it for backup form. Hey, there's time we need that paper. Yeah.
What you call a hard copy?
Tell me, what do you think your favorite thing is, Charity, about being a manager here?
Oh, I like learning different things, and here there's never a day you won't learn something.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you grow with it, and I think I think you have ownership in it, Charity, because I think someday my parents are giving me this one. They're going forward. They're going to. I'm going to own this someday. I'm working towards my own future. And you have children and your children's future, and you have something that you're working towards for yourself. I think it's really changed how you look at your future.
It does. I'm more happier to go to work. I love what I do. It makes me just more want to do it, want to achieve, want this place to grow and be bigger.
It has value to you.
It does.
Uh-huh.
It does.
It does. And Charity knows, she came from a little rough background. She knows that she can do it on her own. It's gave her confidence to go, I got my, I got my shit. I can do I got this. I can do it by myself. Yeah. She doesn't have to have anybody help her. She's very strong-willed like me. But she's great. She knows what we want. She knows what we're going to say without ever usually having to ask us, doesn't she, Annie?
Oh, most time.
Yeah.
And these two,
Yeah.
facial expressions, attitude, it's
You can read it.
exactly the same. You know Ford's coming because even she gets told, well, I can tell by your face. And Charity goes, just don't worry about my face. Let's just listen to me. This is what I'm telling you. Don't worry about my face. That's what she said.
How many times a day do you think Earl goes, you sound like your mother? Because you'll come and ask him the same question I turn around and ask him.
Almost every conversation we have. Almost every single conversation.
She is so trained. She says she will ask him exactly what I'm going to ask him.
Yes.
Yeah. So Earl, what do you you have any other questions you want to ask?
Definitely. We definitely got questions. What are some things, I've asked this question to other people as well, is what is something is our company, Laura and I, can do better to help serve the company?
Like something Earl can work on, something I can work on. Tanya did great with this. I know you have things. I know you and Tanya talk. What is it?
We don't talk about y'all. What are you talking about?
That's not what Tanya said.
I don't really know. I didn't think about this question.
Where's an area that
What's
you
some
think-
areas when you go,
Yeah.
damn it, Earl?
Yours is just when it goes to you giving guys work, getting it back to my office, so I
Yeah.
can put it in a work order. That's really the only thing on, is just when you give a guy something extra on their work orders to make sure, you know, you just bring it back to the office so we can put it in a work order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting better at that.
That was
since
similar.
we started that
That
group
was
chat thing.
that was similar for what Tanya said in a roundabout kind of way. It was similar. And I tell the guys, hey, make sure you put it in your notes in your app because it's going to go in and out. So I tell every guy put it in their notes. So sometimes it's actually not all my fault. It's their fault too on this one. On this one.
Yeah, I do think since we started the office chat between all of us, it's easier because you just chime in and usually one of us has caught it, knowing, hey, he's got an extra work order, what have you. So what is something that your mom can improve on here?
Good one. You ready?
Tell me, I'm ready to hear it.
So it is when you tell someone to do something, letting them do it. Letting them do it.
Oh my gosh.
I need it faster.
2 seconds after you say it is just
You're
little too
texting. You're texting someone in the middle of asking the question.
Yes.
Hey, this is. I do this. I do this. I will say, hey, Charity, can you do this? And then I'm walking in my office texting the person about what I need her to go tell them again.
They're like, Laura got me. Laura told me all about it. I'm like, okay, she's just reassuring it.
You know that thing, if you say it 3 times, you get it? I feel like if I tell you to say it, and then I tell them, and then you tell them, and then I remind them again, then they're probably going to get it. 3 times it might work.
Possibly.
That has-
I know in your mind you're going, why did she tell me to do that if she's just going to do it herself?
Every time.
That's a good one because I actually do that. I know. And then when I'm doing it, I actually know that I'm doing it, you guys. I'm like, I know I just told her to do this, but I'm going to help her out. I'm just going to do it real quick.
Throw an extra 3 minutes on top of the time that you told me to do it, just in case you might do it.
You're like, oh, no wonder you don't do half of what I ask you to do. She's like, why? I already know you did that, Mom.
Yes.
So, honey, what else you got?
Okay. So when we go to Florida and you're here, you're running Oklahoma, what are some things you want to expand on yourself and do more things? Where do you see yourself in the future, say 5 years down the road?
Well, a millionaire. That's for sure.
That's my girl.
Money. I take all the money.
Yeah.
I just want, to keep how we have it is a good start. Like I like where we're at, our core values, what we stand for, what the company is about. I like it. I probably will never get into remodel. I'll probably stick to my little occupy, make readies. I can do it.
That's her biggest fear is like when you leave. I don't know as much about the remodeling like Earl does. That was her. She goes, those are the headaches.
I do want to learn it, but there are a lot more headaches, yeah.
Okay.
That's why we let you have that, Earl. That's why you get the remodels.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got, babe? You got more stuff for her. She's office manager.
I know. Well, I don't know. I just.
Okay. How do you deal with some of your staff in the office?
How do you do it?
How do you handle your staff sometimes when they have some attitude, situations happen, all that? So how do you block certain things, take care of certain things without your face?
Without my face. That I'm still working on. I just kind of talk to them. We're all pretty close into, not so much as just getting to know people and stuff like that. I've gotten a pretty good relationship with people here, so I really just have to talk to them, understand where they're coming from. See, I tell them where, I need this to be working one way, that way it just flows a little bit better. I show them a better way, but I also tell them if you got new ways you want to incorporate into it, share it. That way we can, maybe it's better than what we had going on.
Yeah, because we're always
Very
changing
good.
things.
Oh, yeah.
I
Very
think,
good.
like me and Tanya talked, what we did 3 months ago, we've already changed it because we're growing at such a fast rate. There for a while, we literally, we were like, okay, this is going to work this week, but don't ask us next week because we might be changing it up. Like, because we really were looking for different software as we're growing our team and our people in our office. I think most of the office staff we all get along really well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we respect each other. Don't you feel like, do you feel like they respect you even though you're younger than some of them? That's, I think the biggest hurdle is we've had in the past.
Yep.
Some people we've hired, and Charity is younger, and they didn't want to take her serious until they started watching what she does, because she comes in and she takes control of the situation. She runs it. She doesn't, Charity has never weighed in the fact of her age. She has just been brought up, and I think me working for myself for over 20 years kind of brought you up into, this is how you just do it. You've always had a lot of confidence, and she's always stepped out. She's never been the shy one to not figure out something, you know. I feel like that we relate a lot because of that.
Yeah. Just watching my mom grow when I was growing up and stuff, seeing how hard she worked, that really put a drive in me. Like, I want to be that. I want to be able to provide for my kids no matter what happened, you know. And this job definitely showed me that I can, you know. I was working minimum wage before I got here and stuff, so it's definitely a different change in the environment, but it also built my courage, my drive to want to do it.
Your strength.
Yeah.
You were already strong. She's always been strong-willed, let me tell you. This girl, she's just like me. She's always been, I see it more in you. I feel like when I look at you, just as my daughter even is, I don't worry about where she's going to be because I know she's got it. There's a few of my kids I'm going, man, that's the weak one right there. We got to help that one. But Charity's not. Charity's, and she's younger. And it was, how was it working with your older sister? One of her older sisters worked here, and you were younger, but she listened to you. How did you, when you first took that over, how did you feel about that? Because you had siblings that worked but you were the manager, you were over them.
There for a little while, it was definitely a strange step in. But just you got to figure out different ways with different people, on how you approach them and speak to them. You want something done, you got to speak to them in a way that, not everybody, you can speak to them all the same. You guys.
Ashley was your sister.
Oh yeah. So you definitely had to approach that with ease.
Even now, she respected you, and she listened to you in the office and stuff. There's a few times she kind of walked out from it because she's the oldest, and but she didn't want that. She said, "Charity can keep it. I don't want that role."
Yeah.
You're more the people person.
I am.
She never wanted to talk to clients.
She wasn't the phone person.
She never wanted to do the phone. So yeah, and I think just a few things I wanted to touch on is when Charity started working for us, we were in that smaller building. We were a lot smaller than we are now, and I think we've always tried to make it fun, where we like our job and want to come to work. And there for a while, Charity, we cleaned house. We got rid of some people that we didn't feel was good for the office at the time, and it was me and Charity for a while, just me and Charity. And we worked some long hours, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And then we got very picky on interviewing after that on who we were going to bring into the office, because we needed to create a culture, and we're working hard on creating a culture. And I think that's why we want to have fun with it.
Yeah.
What do you have, honey?
Okay. What would you have to say to someone who, young like yourself, who wants to be put into a better position, have a better chance at life, and do things you want to do? What's a little bit of just encouragement? What's a little bit of information, a little bit of experience that you could share with someone who wants to go along with their life like you are now?
Who wants to better their life?
That's good. Okay. Just, go for it. Don't let your insecurities hold you back. It's definitely going to be a new, environment. It does take time getting used to it, but I would say it's about the best thing you can do is just better yourself,
Charity made goals for herself. You made goals. You have things like you wanted to make a certain amount of money. You wanted to have a nicer house. You have goals.
I definitely did. I just wanted to be able to provide for my kids without wondering what tomorrow would bring, I will say, it is harder when you have kids to actually get out and want, achieve something, big job or whatever it may be. It does make you think twice, sometimes, but bettering yourself for your kids is what that's the reason why I do it.
Mm-hmm. And you did not let anyone stand in your way. That's one thing about Charity is when someone she's like me. She's rebellious. If someone says no, you can't do it, you work harder.
I have to do it.
You have
I have to prove it.
So I think that's part of it. Is Charity once Charity makes up her mind about something, it's really hard to stop her in anything. Because I'm like, Charity, we need to talk about this. She's like, no, I'm doing it. I'm like, no, we need to talk.
Right.
So I think she's just not a quitter. She's never had that quitting mindset. You've never just quit on anything. Even relationships or anything, you try and try and try until there's nothing left of you.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I just, seeing my mom never give up for, my whole childhood has really brought me to where she can do it. I know I can do it.
Now, don't make me cry on this.
But yeah, it's a great experience here. I do love it.
I wanted to set a good example for you guys.
You did good. You did good. You did good. Yeah, so proud.
So that's all the questions I have.
Okay. Well, we just want to just make this show for for y'all to just understand our background, what we do, and also learn from someone younger who's in a managerial role, a leadership role, to get some insight and how it can help you out as well. Thank you so much for the show. Go out and have the courage to conquer the life you want to live. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Courage to conquer, courage to conquer.